Night has settled over the quiet Lagos suburb where Mia and Ethan live, but their townhouse still thrums with half-finished chores. A lone iron hisses on the kitchen counter, the washing machine thumps like a distant drum. Mia Ajayi, 32, stands at the sink staring into a swirl of soap bubbles, trying to ignore the tiny knot that has lived in her chest since Ethan's mother arrived a week ago. On the other side of the open-plan living room, Victoria Adewale, poised in Ankara silk, a phone glued to her ear, offers a running commentary on Mia's modern housekeeping. Victoria, into phone, but loudly. Imagine, N, 6 years married and she cannot even coordinate a simple guest room. I had 3 children and still kept a house fit for a governor. Mia clenches her jaw, counts to 5, her therapist's trick, and forces her voice calm. Mia, would you like some tea, Mama Vi? Victoria, covering phone green tea, no sugar. Hot. Ethan walks in from the study, loosened tie hanging, thumbs busy on a work chat. Babe, are we still on for movie night? He asks, not looking up. Mia's heart flutters, maybe a slice of normalcy. But Victoria cuts in. Victoria, movie night? At this hour? Ethan, you haven't even replaced the curtains I told you were outdated. Ethan sighs, slips the phone into his pocket, and kisses his mother's cheek. I'll look at it tomorrow, Mum. He winks at Mia as if to say don't worry, but she can't pretend the dart didn't land. Narration zooms in on Mia's inner world, her memory of Ethan proposing on Bar Beach under fireworks, promising that no one, not even his formidable mother, would come between them. The scene ends with Mia glancing at the foyer mirror, her own reflection looks hazy, as if the life she built is fogging at the edges. The iron hisses again, louder, like a warning kettle that no one hears. Victoria's visit stretches into a 9th day. The townhouse, once a haven, now echoes with passive-aggressive pageantry. Mia's every move is met with a sigh or a raised brow. At breakfast, Victoria rearranges the cutlery Mia laid out, sliding forks a centimeter to the left. Ethan tells a joke about office politics, but the punchline lands flat. Mia, softly, we could go out for dinner tonight, just you and me. Ethan, scrolling maybe. Let's see how Mum's feeling. Mia's hope deflates like a balloon pricked by a pin. In narration we flash back to her own mother, now late, teaching her that a marriage is 2 people, not 3. She feels her late mother's wisdom slipping through her fingers. That evening, Victoria accidentally knocks over Mia's prized pottery mug. It shatters. Ethan rushes over. Ethan, Mum, are you okay? Mia, kneeling to pick shards. It's fine. I'll clean. Victoria, brushing dust from her sleeve. If the shelves were organized, this wouldn't happen. Mia's hand bleeds, a thin red line trickles down her wrist. Rather than help, Ethan grabs a paper towel and pats her shoulder, awkward, detached. Narration underscores how silence can be louder than screams. That night, Mia lies awake while Ethan snores lightly. She counts the glow-in-the-dark stars they stuck on the ceiling when they first moved in. It feels like staring at constellations in a sky that's already lost its warmth. A text flashes on Ethan's phone, Victoria, tomorrow we'll tackle that guest room. Mia's heart drops, the room Ethan once called her art studio, her last refuge. It is 1:57 a.m. Rain taps the roof like anxious fingertips. The guest room, Mia's studio, has been stripped to sterile perfection per Victoria's decree. Mia, wearing Ethan's old university hoodie, tiptoes to the kitchen for water. She passes the door and pauses. Her canvases are stacked in the hallway like discarded furniture. Suddenly Ethan storms out of the dark, phone flashlight slicing the corridor. Ethan, whisper yell, what are you doing up? You know Mum's finally asleep. Mia, swallowing, I needed water. Can we please talk about the guest room tomorrow? My art. Ethan, voice rising, art? Mum says it makes the house look messy. And you promised you'd start trying harder. At the word messy, something snaps. Mia's shoulders straighten. Mia, no, Ethan. I promise to compromise, not erase myself. Ethan's jaw sets, thunder rumbles outside. Ethan, so you're standing against my mother now? The clock flips to 2 a.m. Ethan grabs a throw pillow, hurls it aside, and marches to the front closet. He yanks down Mia's winter coat. Ethan, low, dangerous. If you can't respect my family, maybe you need a night to think. Mia, voice trembles but clear. You're angry over curtains and canvases? Ethan, don't twist this. Out. Now. Lightning flashes as he opens the door. Cold air smacks Mia's face. She's barefoot, standing in a pool of lamplight that looks like a stage she never auditioned for. Narration slows time, Mia's heartbeat drums in her ears, the rain smells metallic, the hallway, once filled with laughter, is now a tunnel of betrayal. As Ethan pushes her coat into her hands, Victoria's bedroom light clicks on down the hall. Victoria's silhouette appears at the top of the stairs, backlit like an austere judge. Ethan glances over, she nods, approval, vindication, or complicity, Mia cannot tell. Victoria, I see calm respect is earned, Mia. Maybe fresh air will teach you humility. Mia's cheeks flame with equal parts shame and fury. Mia, to Ethan, voice cracking, is this really happening? Ethan, avoiding her gaze, just take a walk. Cool off. He nudges her forward. Barefoot on wet concrete, Mia hugs the coat to her chest, rain soaking through. The door slams. The click of the deadbolt sounds strangely final, like a gavel. She stands motionless as headlights sweep the street. The townhouses are rows of darkened teeth, the storm's wind howls down the cul-de-sac. Random facts pop into her mind, how hypothermia begins, how long it takes to walk to the 24-hour petrol station. Mia forces her feet to move. Each step splashes a small fountain. She counts them, 1, 2, 3, anything to drown out Ethan's last words. Narration weaves her thoughts with sensory detail, the sting of cold rain like pins, the smell of diesel from a distant generator, the faint neon glow of a kiosk 5 blocks away. Halfway down the street she pauses beneath a flickering street lamp. Tears mix with rain. She whispers to the night. Mia, Mom, if you're watching, give me strength. Behind her, unseen, the curtain in Ethan's bedroom shifts. But he does not open the door. A distant engine grows louder, a car approaching, but Mia's too numb to react. The sedan slows, hazard lights blinking orange halos in the rain. The window lowers to reveal a woman in her late 50s, silver braids, warm, piercing eyes. Stranger, sister, you okay? This isn't walking weather. Mia, hugging coat, I just need to keep moving. The stranger's tone is soft but firm, the voice of someone used to being ignored yet never deterred. Stranger, name's Grace. Hop in, at least till you find shelter. Mia hesitates, then slides into the passenger seat, rainwater puddling at her feet. The heater blasts blessed warmth. Inside, Afrobeats hum low on the radio. Grace offers a thermos of ginger tea. Mia, whisper thank you. Grace, smile, every storm has a safe harbor. Tell me what drove you into this night. As they drive, city lights smear across the windscreen like abstract art. Mia's words begin haltingly but soon pour out, the relentless criticism, the canvas stacks, the 2 a.m. eviction. Grace listens, nodding, interjecting only to say, or that must have hurt. Narration dips into Grace's backstory, hinting at her years as a social worker, her belief that strangers can rescue strangers when family fails. They arrive at a small 24-hour diner glowing yellow against the storm. Grace insists on paying. Inside, Mia's fingers thaw around a mug of cocoa. She sees her reflection in the window, eyes swollen, hair plastered, but there's a spark she hasn't felt in months, survival. Grace, storm's end, my dear. The question is, who do you want to be when the sky clears? Mia's answer is a breath, almost a vow. Mia, someone who never lets that door slam on her again. As Grace refills Mia's cocoa, the diner TV flashes an emergency weather update, accompanied by CCTV footage from a nearby residential street. The camera catches a soaked woman in a hoodie stepping into a stranger's car. Ethan, watching at home, sees it too, and finally feels the ice of regret. How long can Ethan ignore the emptiness echoing through every room? And what new roads will Mia discover now that a single act of cold night kindness has cracked her world wide open? Silence floods the townhouse the instant the bolt clicks home. Ethan's chest heaves, rage already cooling into something murkier, an ache he refuses to name. Water drums on the roof, a ruthless metronome marking the seconds since Mia vanished into the black. Victoria descends the stairs, silk robe rustling. Victoria, soft, triumphant, you showed strength tonight, my son. Ethan, avoiding her eyes, she'll come back. She always does. Victoria, if she truly values this family, yes. But the hallway feels wrong. Mia's lemongrass candle no longer masks the musty night, her slippers sit abandoned beneath the console. Ethan grabs them, suddenly furious that the terry cloth still carries her warmth. He paces to the living room, flicks on the TV for distraction. A late-night news break flashes CCTV stills from the neighborhood security feed, storm-blurred images of a soaked woman climbing into a stranger's car. Anchor, police advise caution during tonight's severe weather. Ethan's throat dries. Victoria peers over his shoulder, unimpressed. Victoria, shrug if she's reckless enough to accept rides from strangers. Ethan, sharp mum, please. He kills the TV. The slippers hang limp from his fist like mute accusations. For the first time the house he fought to protect feels cavernous. Upstairs, the wind rattles the guest room window. The perfectly made bed creaks, an eerie echo of emptiness Ethan cannot ignore. 3:12 a.m. Ethan pulls blankets to his chin, but every creak sounds like Mia's key turning. He replays the confrontation on loop, the humiliation in her eyes, the tremor in her voice when she asked, "Is this really happening?" A memory punches through, Mia laughing in the surf at Tarqua Bay, saltwater beads on her lashes, promising, "I'll always walk beside you." Now she is walking somewhere alone. He swings out of bed, ignoring Victoria's snore from the guest room, and raids the fridge for comfort. The shelves are suspiciously bare, Mia hadn't restocked. He imagines her shuffling through rain-slick streets, stomach empty. Shame sours his tongue. Phone in hand, he opens WhatsApp, thumb hovering over her chat. The last message, "Love you. Can we talk in the morning?" glows accusingly. He types, "Where are you?" Stops. Deletes. Pride welds his jaw shut. A clap of thunder rattles glass, the power flickers. In the dark Ethan's reflection stares back, hollow-eyed. Ethan, whispered to himself, just cool off, she'll call. But what if she doesn't? He walks the hall, touches canvases stacked like orphans. One's corner has chipped, flecks of cerulean dot the floor. Ethan kneels, realizes he never once asked what the painting meant to her. His phone lights up, but it isn't Mia. It's an email from his bank, large debit alert, 150,000 Nigerian Nairas diner transaction approved. Ethan's heart lurches, Mia's card is active, and someone is feeding her. The diner's neon sign buzzes open against sheets of rain. Inside, Mia cradles steaming cocoa. Grace, ever watchful behind gold-rimmed spectacles, slides back into the booth, 2 plates of ayames and rice in hand. Grace, gentle eat. Warm food reminds the soul it's still alive. Mia, voice raw, I'll pay you back. Grace, waves off repay by staying safe. Conversation ebbs, kitchen sounds fill the gaps, pans clanging, oil popping. Slowly Mia's numbness thaws. She tells Grace about her mother's funeral Ethan missed because Mom needed the car, about postponing her art exhibition to redecorate Victoria's flat. Words spill like beads off a snapped string. Grace listens, nodding. Grace, how long have you been dimming your own light to keep others comfortable? Mia, quiet since the day I said I do. Grace reaches into her handbag, extracts a dog-eared business card, Haven Women's Collective, Temporary Housing Legal Aid Counseling. Grace, I volunteer. Spare rooms and strong locks. Stay tonight. Mia's instinct is to refuse, guilt flaring, but then she imagines returning barefoot to that door, Victoria's smile waiting. Cold fills her bones at the thought. She nods. Mia, just one night. I need to think. As they rise, the diner television behind them replays neighborhood CCTV, Mia's rain-blurred silhouette entering Grace's car. Neither woman sees Ethan's name in the tip line queue, lodging a request for footage. For 4:45 a.m. Ethan can't sit still. He searched Facebook groups, checked hospitals. His knuckles ache from tightening and loosening. Victoria descends, robe cinched. Victoria, irritated, you're pacing holes in my floor. Ethan, she used her card at Beryl's diner. Victoria, sniff so? She's feeding her drama. Ethan, voice cracks, what if something happens? What if? Victoria, let her learn. A wife should know her place. Her words clang like iron gates. Ethan finally rounds on her. Ethan, cold mum, go home. Victoria, stunned, excuse me? Ethan, driver will take you after sunrise. The command hangs electric. Victoria's eyes flash hurt before hardening. Victoria, you choose her over your blood. Ethan, I choose the woman I promised to protect. Victoria retreats, dignity draped around her like frost. Alone, Ethan whispers into the empty air, come home, Mia. He types the words at last, hit send, double gray ticks, no blue. Dawn filters through blinds, casting prison bar shadows across the floor. He notices Mia's favorite mug shattered yesterday. He kneels, gathers shards, slicing his thumb. The pain feels deserved. Ethan's phone pings, a reply at last. But it's Grace, not Mia. Mia is safe. She needs space. Do not contact her tonight. At Haven's modest hostel, soft jazz drifts from a communal kitchen. Mia follows Grace past murals painted by former residents, brilliant bursts of color screaming survival. A volunteer hands Mia fresh socks and a toothbrush. In a small room, Mia changes into donated pajamas, the cotton floral print absurdly cheerful. She collapses onto the single bed and exhales, lungs burning from the night's cold trauma releasing its grip. She texts her childhood friend, Amaka, the one who once promised, my door is always open. Mia, hi. I need a place for a while. Can we talk? Message sent. No response yet. Down the hall, Grace pours 2 cups of Zobo and returns. Grace, tomorrow you list what belongs to you, dreams, talents, boundaries. Start reclaiming. Mia, tears welling, I don't even know who I am without him. Grace, then we rediscover her. Mia sips, the hibiscus tang sharp, awakening. She pictures herself painting again, colors exploding onto canvas instead of hiding in the closet. For the first time all night, a ghost of a smile flickers. Outside, dawn breaks purple gold. On Ethan's balcony miles away, the same sunrise leaks through storm clouds, illuminating a house that suddenly feels too large for one man and his regrets. Mia's phone vibrates. Amaka replies, get here, sis. I've been waiting for you to call. The promise of a bustling, laughter-filled apartment shimmers like the first slice of clear sky after a relentless storm. Will Ethan's search for redemption catch up before Mia's spark becomes a wildfire of independence? And how will Victoria react when the son she controlled begins to see the cracks in her authority? Sunlight pours across Haven's courtyard, turning puddles from last night's storm into tiny mirrors. Mia blinks against the brightness, a warm coat around her shoulders, Grace's parting gift, while volunteers set up plastic chairs for a morning workshop. Her phone buzzes again, Amaka, voice note. Amaka, voice crackling with excitement. Girl, you're coming home with me. I've got a spare room, plus my crazy roommates are dying to meet the artist you never let them tag on Instagram. Text me your location, I'll Uber you in an hour. Mia's stomach flips, fear and relief in equal measure. The workshop leader, a tall woman with locks named Chioma, calls the group together. Chioma, Today's theme, boundaries. Who do you become when you protect your yes and honor your no? As the circle shares, Mia's mind drifts to her lost canvases. She remembers her mother's last words, "Your voice is a gift. Use it at full volume." For the first time in years, she hears them without guilt. When her turn comes, Mia's voice shakes but holds. "Mia, my boundary is simple. I will never again apologize for the space my dreams occupy." Applause ripples through the circle, soft, genuine. A spark glows inside her chest. After the session, she texts Samaka her address. Moments later, Grace appears, holding a rolled-up parcel. "Grace, found this in Haven's supply closet." Blank canvases. They've been waiting. Mia's fingertips tingle as she takes them. The Uber arrives. As Mia climbs in, she glances back and sees a familiar sedan crawl past Haven's gate, Ethan behind the wheel, eyes scanning. Ethan hasn't slept. He pours a second espresso just as Victoria's suitcase thuds against the threshold. "Victoria, frosty driver insisted I rest, but I couldn't leave you in this chaos." "Ethan, haggard mum, please." Victoria, eyes narrowing at the empty hallway, where is she? Still sulking? Ethan sets the cup down hard enough to splash. "Ethan, she's gone, mum. I threw her out." The admission hangs like smoke. To Ethan's surprise, Victoria's face wavers, pride morphing into something almost like worry. "Victoria, you meant it as discipline, not divorce." Ethan, voice breaking, "I don't know what I meant." He pulls out his phone, shows the CCTV still of Mia with Grace. Victoria exhales sharply. "Victoria, and you let her ride off with strangers?" "Ethan, you're my son, but you're also her husband." The rebuke stuns him. For years he lived for her approval. Now, when he finally obeyed, it feels poisonous. "Ethan, horse, help me find her, mum." Victoria folds her arms. "Victoria, first we pray." She drops to her knees on the living room rug and begins a Yoruba hymn. Ethan's eyes blur, guilt churns. Mid-prayer, Victoria's phone lights up, a bank alert, 200,000 Nigerian nairas withdrawal, art supplies and studio rental. Mia's name is on the digital receipt. Afternoon drapes the townhouse in dusty light. Victoria attempts normalcy, boiling yam for lunch, but each cupboard she opens is a reminder. Mia arranged the spices, Mia chose the dishes. Ethan wanders room to room like a ghost wearing his own skin. Upstairs, he steps into the ex-guest room. The bedspread is flawless, but on the dresser sits a single blue shard, part of Mia's broken mug he missed. He pockets it, heart pounding. His phone rings, Detective Salami, Community Liaison. "Detective, Mr. Adewale, CCTV shows your wife got into a registered social worker's car. No sign of coercion. She's safe." "Ethan, can you give me the address?" Detective, firm she asked not to be contacted. Click. Silence. Ethan sinks onto the bed, weight bowing the mattress. The room feels wrong, too tidy, devoid of Mia's scent. He imagines her laughter echoing through a Maka's apartment, her canvases unfurled, colors he never cared to understand. Downstairs, Victoria places a plate of yam before him. He pushes it away. "Ethan, barely audible, I drove her into the dark. How do I call her back?" Victoria, voice thin, "You apologize. And you let her art hang wherever she pleases." It's the first true concession Ethan has ever heard from his mother. But he wonders if it's already too late. Ethan scrolls Mia's Instagram, silent for months, when suddenly a new story pops up, a blank canvas captioned "Watch this space." Mia stands on a Maka's balcony, the city a glittering mosaic below. Roommates bustle inside, music, curry aroma, boisterous laughter. It feels like oxygen. Her phone rings, unknown number. She almost ignores it, then hears Grace's voice. "Grace, urgent whisper, Mia, your husband filed a missing person report." Police confirmed you're safe, but if you don't clarify your wishes, they can press for welfare checks. Do you want contact? Mia stares at the skyline. Memories flicker, Ethan's proposal, his laughter softening her worst days, then Victoria's sneer, the freezing street. She inhales. Mia, steady no. I need distance. But I'll send him a message myself. After hanging up, she taps out a text to Ethan. Mia, I am safe. I need time. Do not try to find me. M. She hovers, then adds, respect my boundary. Send. Inside, Amaka squeals over her arrival, draping fairy lights around the spare room. Mia helps, laughing until tears catch her off guard. Amaka hugs her tight. Amaka, whatever you need, canvas, paint, wine, say the word. Night deepens, Mia spreads her new canvases on the floor, fingers itching for color. She chooses cobalt blue, the hue of the storm that carried her away, and of the freedom that followed. Ethan reads Mia's text, his reply please talk hangs unsent. Outside his window, Victoria is on the phone, her tone urgent. Ethan catches one phrase, private investigator. Saturday dawn. Amaka's apartment thrums with weekend energy, kettles whistling, someone rehearsing guitar riffs. Mia wakes in the glow of her finished first piece, abstract swirls of cobalt, amber, and scarlet, titled Doorways. Amaka bursts in holding cappuccinos. Amaka, exhibition call. My gallery contact has a cancellation. They need fresh work in 3 weeks. Interested? Mia's pulse quickens. 3 weeks? Once she would have asked Ethan's opinion. Now she closes her eyes, feels her mother's voice, full volume. Mia, smiling, let's do it. They high-five. Later they shop for supplies at Art Haven. Mia swipes her card without hesitation, the store clerk bagging brushes, acrylics, linen canvas rolls. Outside, a gust lifts her hair, she feels weightless. Across town Ethan sits with the private investigator, photos of Haven sliding across the desk. P.I., we can approach, but if she asserts no contact, legal lines get blurry. Ethan, I don't want to harass her. I just need to apologize face to face. The investigator nods, collecting documents. Back at Amaka's flat, Mia primes a new canvas when her email pings, subject, studio space available from Lagos Arts Collective. Grace has pulled strings. Mia, to Amaka, eyes shining, I have a studio. They dance between paint splatters. End of chapter. Hook. As twilight settles, Mia posts a photo of Doorways to Instagram. Within minutes it explodes, hundreds of likes, comments cheering her comeback. Among them, a single username stands out at Ethan Ade, double tapping the heart. Mia stares, finger hovering over the block button as a new notification pops up. Victoria Adewale tagged you in a post. Her breath catches. What game is Victoria playing now? Ethan sits alone on the sectional, curtains open to a brooding gray sky. Victoria's private investigator dossier lies on the coffee table, grainy street shots of Mia outside a paint-splattered warehouse. His stomach knots, she looks radiant, brush in hand, laughter crinkling her eyes. A woman unconquered by the night he threw her out. Ethan whispers, how did I become the storm? Victoria emerges from the hallway in travel attire. She has avoided Ethan since yesterday's argument, but her eyes hold something softer, perhaps the cost of winning. Victoria, I'm returning to Ibadan. The driver's waiting. Ethan, stay. I need help making this right. Victoria, tight swallow, this is beyond me. Speak to your wife, son. She presses a small box into his hands and leaves. Inside, Mia's shattered mug, painstakingly glued together, chips missing yet fragilely whole. Ethan's breath hitches. He scrolls Mia's Instagram, the new piece Doorways catching thousands of likes. He types a DM. Ethan, your art is beautiful. I'm sorry for silencing you. He hovers, then hits send. Across town, Mia's phone buzzes on a paint-smeared stool. She sees the message and shivers, heart flooding with conflicting currents. Amaka peers over her shoulder. Amaka, block and paint, babe. Mia, thoughtful or maybe, draft my own closure. She toes a can of crimson paint, watching it pool like a sunrise. Ethan opens the front door to fetch mail and freezes. Mia's slipper sits on the welcome mat, rain-speckled, as if returned by fate. Mia's rented studio hums with creative chaos, canvases line every wall, a portable speaker pumps mellow Afro soul, and the scent of linseed oil mingles with jollof rice Amaka dropped off. Grace visits, wearing her signature silver braids and a proud grin. Grace, opening nights in 2 weeks. Are you ready for the world to see? Mia, mixing indigo and gold. Ready or not, they will. Grace circles a large unfinished canvas, storm clouds lifting to reveal a woman stepping into light. Grace, softly, and who's that? Mia, smile me, at full volume. They high-five when an email notification pings, feature article request, Vogue Africa. Mia squeals, paint splatters her cheek like war paint. Meanwhile, Ethan drives to Haven. Chioma meets him at the gate, arms crossed. Chioma, she asked for space. Ethan, voice cracking, tell her I'm in therapy. I start next week. I'll do whatever it takes. Chioma's expression softens. Chioma, change isn't a performance for applause. Prove you're different, without her audience. Ethan nods, tears rim his eyes. Back at the studio, Mia receives Chioma's text. He came. Said he's starting therapy. Mia's pulse stutters, but she sets the phone aside, lifting a broad brush. Mia, to herself, healing is his journey. Mine is color. She swipes a bold sunrise across the canvas, light overpowering the storm. A courier knocks, delivering sleek invitations for Mia's debut exhibition. The first name on the RSVP list, unbeknownst to her, is Victoria Adewale. 2 weeks later, the gallery sparkles under Edison bulbs. City influencers mingle with art critics, Afrobeat DJ sets a low thrum. Mia stands near doorways, wearing a flowing saffron dress, dreadlocks pinned with cowrie shells, confidence emanating like perfume. Grace clinks a glass. Grace, to the woman who painted her own escape route. Laughter, cheers. Across the gallery entrance, Ethan hesitates in a tailored navy suit, eyes darting like a man on a high wire. By his side, unbelievably, stands Victoria, holding the glued mug in a gift bag. Victoria, lo, I came to return what belongs to her, and to apologize. Ethan, nervous, we follow her lead. They step inside. Whispers ripple, isn't that her husband? Mia turns, pulse hammering. Ethan approaches slowly, hands visible, voice a notch above a whisper. Ethan, congratulations, Mia. Your light fills this room. He offers the bag. Mia peers in, recognizes the mug. A gasp inches up her throat, memories collide with present strength. Mia, steady, and your mother? Victoria, voice quivering, I have much to atone for. I hope one day you'll let your art hang in my home, on your terms. The sincerity shocks Mia. She glances at Grace, who nods, your boundary, your choice. Mia, tonight is for art. We can speak later, in public, neutral, with witnesses. Ethan bows slightly. Ethan, whenever you're ready, or never at all. Your call. He and Victoria move to the far wall, silent observers, respecting distance. Mia's chest loosens, the power dynamic has flipped. A renowned critic stops to rave about Stormborn, her centerpiece. Cameras flash. Mia glows, yet a small corner of her heart aches with the bittersweetness of what might have been. Outside, a tabloid photographer snaps Ethan and Victoria leaving. Headline drafts begin, estranged billionaire heir supports rising artist ex-wife. The press storm brews. Morning sun pierces Amaka's kitchen where Mia scrolls headlines, photos of her exhibition swirl next to gossip column speculation about reconciliation. Her jaw tightens as commenters debate her worthiness, her marriage, her ambition. She slams the phone screen down. Amaka pours her coffee. Amaka, online noise. Doesn't change your reality. Mia, exhale, I need to end the suspense. She texts Ethan, coffee. Neutral ground. Noon. Art Cafe Ikoyi. He replies thank you. At noon, raindrops beat on the cafe's canopy. Ethan sits first, therapist's journal peeking from his satchel. Mia arrives in royal blue blazer, handshake firm posture. Silence stretches. Ethan, soft thank you for yesterday. I won't take long. Mia, say what you came to say. He slides a folded document across, notarized separation agreement, assets split fairly, no contest. Ethan, eyes misting I love you, Mia. But love without respect is cruelty. You deserved honor from the start. Whether you sign this or tear it up, I'll honor your choice. Mia's throat tightens. She remembers holding his hand at the beach, promising forever. She remembers concrete under bare feet at 2 a.m. Both truths live inside her. Mia, clear I loved you, Ethan. Maybe part of me always will. But I won't walk back through a door that locks my soul outside. She signs. Slide. Done. Ethan, whisper I pray the world gives you everything I withheld. He stands, eyes shutting tightly, a man learning to let go. As Mia exits into drizzle, Victoria leans against a pillar holding an umbrella. She steps forward, may I walk you to your car? Mia hesitates, the first confrontation between two women who once warred over a son's allegiance. They walk side by side beneath the umbrella, cars hissing past. For the first time Mia notices the tremor in Victoria's hand. Victoria, horse I modeled strength as domination. You reminded me it's empathy. She hands Mia a slim envelope, a personal check made out to Haven Women's Collective, 6 figures. Victoria, consider it seed money for more sparks like you. Mia, soft thank you. But the real donation is unlearning patterns. Victoria, nods I'm working on it, therapy starts Tuesday. They part with tentative smiles, omens of healthier tomorrows, each on her own path. That evening, Mia stands on a rooftop overlooking Lagos Island, exhibition earnings glinting in a new bank app. Amaka, Grace, and a circle of newfound artist friends toast with palm wine bottles. Grace, raising glass to storms that sculpt masterpieces. All, cheers. Fireworks burst over the lagoon, random city celebration, but they illuminate Mia's cheeks. She lifts her phone, opens a fresh Instagram caption. Mia, typing. Once I feared the storm. Then I learned I was born from its thunder. She posts. Seconds later, thousands of hearts bloom. Ethan's like appears but scrolls away in the torrent, an echo, not an anchor. Mia closes the app, inhales briny wind, and turns toward a blank future, canvas wide as the night sky, brush steady in her hand. Final hook, series potential a curator from New York Messages, offering a solo show. Mia smiles, whispers to herself. Mia, next chapter, world stage. Fade out on a woman walking forward, the city lights forming a runway beneath her feet. The end.